We got Holly calling from UK, Lolita from Illinois, Michael from Kansas. Oh, now they're coming in faster. Okay, Alex from Jersey, Toronto, Memphis, Virginia, California, Vancouver, Phoenix, baby, Toronto, Germany, McCall, Idaho. Let's go. Florida, Edmonton, Boise. Who else is in Boise? Layla's in Boise too. I love it. Atlanta, Georgia. Um, awesome, awesome. Okay, we're gonna officially kick this off, you guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our next Offerlab training. We're excited to be hanging out with you guys. We've been having so much fun behind the scenes inside of Offerlab. We have some really fun stuff happening. We have new features coming out, all sorts of stuff. Like I'm sure in the future we'll be doing more rollouts of just like here's the new stuff we got coming. Our team is, if you guys have been playing, they're rapidly iterating on things and adding new things and features. And so the platform has been really fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our last training session a little while ago, where we went really deep into all of the different like ways to create offers and things like that, and got you guys excited about offers and offer creation and stuff like that. And today, Ben and I, our goal and our game plan is to go deep into some of the offer playbooks. Is that right, Ben? Is that the plan for today?
That is the plan. It's almost like we have a plan, which is crazy. No, we've been working on this for a while. This is really exciting.
It's gonna be really cool. So the playbooks are pretty simple to go through. So we're gonna kind of go through those, but then there's one video I want to show you guys, and the video is actually embedded deeper in the Core Secrets training, I believe. But I wanted to bring it top and center because it's one of all the things I've ever made. Like I get the best feedback about this video of all things, and it helps people understand like how to create really, 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 really good offers. And so we're gonna show you guys that at the end is kind of the game plan. And hopefully by the time this is done, you'll have some ideas for how to structure offers. But number two, just give you guys just make you guys the best offer creators of all time. The better you get at creating offers. I talked about this last time. Like the person in every market who makes the most offers is the one who wins. The better you get at offers, the more money you're going to make. Everything like if you can create a really good offer, everything else just kind of falls apart. And so that's kind of what we'll be focusing on and going through. So some said you have a recording. Yes, all the recordings are in the members area from all the past ones. And so, yeah, everything's there to go jump back into. This is part two of the offer creator playbooks. First part, we didn't go into the playbooks yet. We just kind of talked more so about like offer creation, how it works, and got you guys fired up about offer. So if you need to catch yourself on fire, go back and watch the last video, and then we'll roll into this as well. So what I'm going to do, anything else, Ben, we need to set up before we dive into this, or any other updates or things that you're aware of that I'm forgetting?
No, at this point, just remember, like, this is for people who are, when you're creating your offer, this is you, when we cover this, this can be for you if you're trying to do Frankenstein these together with affiliate offers, but this is a great way for you to use your own offer and make more money from your offer. So it's not just an idea of like how to be able to use everyone else's offer as an affiliate. Go create something. And maybe when you create something, you position the offer better than anything you can find on OfferLab because you created something unique. So see how you can plug yourself in and just kind of say, which product can I create as we go through all 6 playbooks? Because it's sick.
Yeah. So cool. Very, very cool. Okay, I'm gonna open my slides real quick right here. Last time I opened on the wrong thing. Can you guys see a big old sign that says Offerlab? If so, type in Offerlab in the comments. So I make sure we're all the right slide deck. All right, Offerlab, let's go. Okay. All right, we're jumping in, you guys, having some fun. So again, our goal and our game plan is to go through 6 different offer playbooks right now, and then afterwards we're gonna go deep into something I call the greatest showman. That's the tease. But here we go. So these are the 6 offer playbooks we're working through. One's called the Chicken Soup Playbook. One is called the Summit Sales Cyclone. One is called the Country Club. One is called the Sweaty Upsell. One of our McCall's husband helped us name all these. So if you think the names are funny, blame him. One's called the Treasure Map, and this one is called the Only People Reading Our Happy Method. And I'll explain why we call it that here in a minute. But those are the 6 different playbooks that we are going to be going through today. Now, one thing I want to re-emphasize and kind of just help you guys understand is these are just different ways to structure a funnel, right? Ben talked about Frankenstein funnels, which is what we led this entire training with initially. Frankenstein funnels is like you're Frankensteining together other people's offers, right? And so all of the affiliate playbooks you did, obviously it was like we're finding other people's offers and we're strategically putting things in a certain path, right? In a certain order. Let me come back here as we're talking face to face. So you're strategically putting things in order. We talked earlier during some of those the early trainings about how like when you look at funnels, like like as you strategically take someone from offer one to offer two to offer three to offer, like however you're moving them through is the big secret, right? It's the difference between like here's three random offers versus like, okay, I'm gonna create an offer one way and then we're gonna upsell something like this and we're taking them through this process. You guys remember us talking about that? We talked about how with in info products, like the first offer like solves the problem. The next offer's got to be like, what's the new problem it creates and what's the next? So like it's all very strategic. If you're selling e-commerce products, it's like here's the product, and we upsell more of the same. And there's some different strategic ways that you align offers when you are structuring a funnel to make it convert at the highest possible. Okay. And so all the playbooks we're walking you through right now are just different ways to structure offers. Now, what's cool about this is that for some of you guys, you will already have an offer like this, or you're going to create an offer like this. And maybe it's the first page, maybe it's the second page. It's just kind of like thinking through strategic sequencing of offers to make a funnel to convert the highest. Does that make sense? So that's what this whole goal is strategically plugging offers in a way that's most likely to convert and turn into more money when you are promoting them. So that's kind of what these things are, is just different strategic ways to do it. And once again, some of these are Frankenstein. Some will be your offer, some will be someone else's offer. Some might be your offer, somebody else's. It might be somebody else's, your offer. And like, but that's kind of how we structure these things for the offer creator playbooks. Okay. So with that said, we're going to jump into the first one, which is the only people reading are happy method. I think we titled this one the night before we launched Offerlab, and we are going to call it the Oprah Book Club. And then we're like, what if Oprah sues us? And we're like, what could we call it instead of Oprah? So we're like, oh, only people reading are happy. So yeah, if you look at that, it's Oprah is what it says. Is the short version of that. So that's what the Oprah Book Club funnel. So how many of you guys are familiar with Oprah Book Club or the Reese Witherspoon Book Club or any book club for that matter? Okay, book clubs are a big deal. I think Reese Witherspoon, didn't she become like a billionaire by having a book club? Like anyway, it's a really cool thing. Now, what I'm looking for when we're building this funnel out, okay? Again, we're thinking about strategic placing of offers, right? So a book club in and of itself is kind of hard to sell. Like, hey, join my book club. And I know this because I actually have a book club. Let me grab my book. Okay. So I have a book club called the 1357 Book Club. How many of you guys are part of the 1357 Book Club? If you're not, you are missing out. It is the greatest thing in the world. Every single morning, we get together a whole bunch of entrepreneurs. We read a book for 13 minutes, 57 seconds. And then inside of here, we go through a journal, a prompting, and we do this whole thing, right? So this is a book club. But a book club by default is kind of hard to get people to sign up for, okay? Now, a book offer is a lot easier to sell, right? It's like, hey, here's my book, .com secrets or expert secrets. So someone buys a book, right? So it's really easy to sell a book. And then after someone's bought a book, upselling them into a book club is a very powerful strategic way to do something, right? So the only people reading our happy method or the Oprah club, the Oprah method here is all about like is again coming down to two different things. Number one is like, do you have a book? Okay, if you have a book, the Oprah method is great for you, right? So it's like have a book, put it on Offerlab, and look at that. And then number two is like finding a book club that's already on Offerlab. Okay. So again, for example, you could sell your book and then you could upsell the 1357 book club. And now you know that every single month, every single day, Russell's got a team running a daily book club, and you can upsell people into that and get paid recurring commissions for getting people into the book club. Okay. Or let's say you have your own book club. You can put your own book club on Offerlab and then go find, so that's your product, and then go find people who have books and go to them and say, hey, here's the book, upsell my book club, right? Or you can find, your affiliates, say, hey, here's my book club. Go and sell Russell's book or so-and-so's book, Oprah's book, or I don't know, whoever's this book, and then upsell mine on the back, and you help them set up a funnel like that, and they can go launch it, and then they'll start getting people to buy into your book club. Does that make sense? Okay, hopefully that kind of makes sense. Someone said, how do you join the 1357 book club? You go to Offerlab, find it, put it in your own funnel, and then go sign up through your own funnel. That way you get paid commissions on your own thing. So, but yeah, so that's the concept and the idea behind the Oprah Book Club is understanding like it's really easy to sell a book. It's harder to sell a book club, but someone who just bought a book is very likely then to want to buy a book club to help them to actually read and consume and implement the book afterwards. Okay. And so thinking about that is kind of the way to structure that. So this is a really good one for book people. Ben, do you have anything you want to add to or take away from the Oprah method?
No, nothing to add to the Oprah method. Just know, like, every time we go through these, we get a lot of requests of like, I want to see a walkthrough. Like, where do I do this? I will shoot a video that we put into the members area where you can see like the full, like, here's a book, go grab the book. And then secondarily, then after you buy the book, here you can add a book club. So we're going to do the 1 and the 2. So you can see both of them. We will add that into the members area so that way you can see it. But this is not just a book club. So like think about anything that you're selling where there's any type of club, any type of community, any type of school community. If there's a school
Mhm.
community around anything, you have a school community, go and find somebody who's selling something that your community would be interested in. And then you can connect it with Zapier and do all the rest. Because right now, I don't believe that direct integration is available just yet. But like if you have anything that's community based that you get people into, there's something that you can do as a pre-frame in order to get people in.
Yeah. Just remember, like when we say Oprah Book Club method, that's the name for you to remember. But yeah, like Ben said, anytime you're thinking continuity, because traditionally continuity, like recurring monthly thing is one of the harder things to sell. I'm friends with a lot of people who have school communities, and the biggest thing they struggle with is like getting people to sign up initially. Like, how do you get someone to commit to $97 a month for the rest of their life? You know, like till death do we part. Like it's a harder thing. But when you lead it ahead of time with a front end offer, and then the community is the upsell, that's like the yin yang that works really, really well. So just again, once again, because we said Oprah Book Club, don't think it has to be a book. It can be anything where there's a front end offer, where a community now supports the back end offer. You plug those two things together, and now you've got a really cool Frankenstein funnel you built where either it's your book and someone else's community, or your community and someone else's book, or both could be yours, or you could also do the Oprah book method with somebody else's if you want to. So there is the Oprah method. You guys are all excited. Like, when's the broker session? That's coming next. We're going through them all, you guys, step by step. We'll get you everything.
Yeah,
Right now,
this.
we're focused on the offer creator ones. Okay, so there's the Oprah. Only people reading are happy method. If you like the Oprah one, type in Oprah into the comments. I want to see all the Oprahs. Here we go. Here we go. Oprah. Um, it was funny. My wife and I went on a cruise when she was pregnant with our twins, who are now almost 20 years old. And we went to Jamaica, and there was a camel there named Oprah. So I don't know why I told that story, but I remember we got our pictures next to Oprah the donkey. So anyway, there you go. Random story. Here we go. All right, let's move on to playbook number two. Playbook number two is called this is called the Sweaty Upsell Funnel Collab. Okay. Again, Tanner named these. So when we talked about this, it's because a lot of people are selling some type of done for you thing. How many of you guys sell done for you? Right? Maybe you pre-build funnels for people, or you design websites for people, you do Facebook ads for people, or you whatever it is. Like you are in the service providing thing. You are a service provider. If that's you, type it. Okay, we got a lot of you guys. Okay, Heather's service provider, Eric, Michelle, Heather, Maida. Okay, so a lot of you guys are doing that. So if you're an implementation offer, that's when the sweaty upsell works. Or if you're not, you sell some product and you want to upsell implementation, but you don't want to actually do it. Like for me, for example, I don't want to do implementation unless, in fact, well, it's kind of funny today. I do implementation at one tier of my value ladder, and it's $1 million offer. In fact, we've got somebody who's in the office. All they'd say we were working with there, we're helping her to implement this into her business, but it costed her $1 million for us to do this thing for her. So I do implementation, but only that level. So sometimes, like, I've got a really cool thing that I teach, but I don't want to implement that. That sounds like a nightmare. Okay, so for you, it's like if you either have a guide that you teach something, or you are someone who is an agency that implements something for you, that's when the sweaty upsell works. Okay, it's sweaty because like someone's getting sweaty doing the actual work. Does that make sense? So the way that this funnel works is traditionally, like, let's say you've got a guide and you're teaching Facebook ads, or you're teaching like how to cook healthy meals. I don't know, something and you're selling the guide. That's the first step. So your offer would be the guide. Then it's finding somebody who does an implementation offer. And either if they're already on Offerlab, awesome. If not, get them onto Offerlab. And then you can sell your guide and upsell the implementation where somebody else is doing the done for you side of it. Okay. Or number two is if you have a done for you service, you install it into Offerlab, have it plugged in there, and then go and find other friend offers that you can then promote. So maybe that's like, I have a done for you funnel agency. Russell sells a book called .com Secrets, which is all about funnels. It's the best selling funnel book in the history of all time. It's already on Offerlab. What if I sold Russell's funnel book and then I upsold my services? In fact, I think um, James, Lynchpin James, he does this, right? He has his I think he showed me this on Offerlab. He's got it set up where he's got his Lynchpin implementation offer on the back end. He's selling my Lynchpin book on the front end. So he buys the front end book, and then he sells implementation on the back end through Offerlab. So that's kind of how sweaty upsells work. What did I forget, Ben? Anything important?
Only thing that I can add to that is like, how many times do you wish you could sell a high ticket product and you don't have a high ticket product, or you don't have the time to do a high ticket product? I was talking to somebody the other day. He's like, "Can I take you out to lunch?" I'm like, "Sure, okay." So I went out to lunch with somebody because apparently I'm special now. Thanks, Russell. And, and we're sitting at lunch, and I'm like, "You should sell something high ticket. You should not be doing this low ticket thing." He goes, "All I want to do is low ticket." And I said, "Then you should find an affiliate offer and plug it on the back end of your offer. You should be using Offerlab." And he was like, "Oh, I'm going through XYZ fitness program. That's like $10,000." I could get them to put it on offer. I'm like, now you're thinking like a broker. So
Yes.
yes, so literally think about how you can play the way you want to live. You can choose how you want to live your life and still make money doing it. You just got to
Mhm.
partner with the people you want to.
Yeah, very cool. So that is the sweaty upsell. Very sweaty. Someone's implementing, doing the hard work. You either create the front end guide and upsell that, or you're doing it and you find front ends to go in there. Again, logical sequencing of events. Somebody who buys a Facebook ads course is going to be a very prime person who might buy the implementation to have somebody do it for them. Like it's all about strategic laying out of the offers when you're Frankensteining a funnel together. Okay. All right, let's move into funnel playbook number 3, our offer playbook number 3. This one's called the Treasure Maps and Tools Funnel Collab. Okay, this one is really cool. This is the the people who are the top 5 best-selling affiliates for ClickFunnels. Each of these people, we paid out multiple 7 and a couple times 8 figures in commissions, and this was the playbook that they ran. Okay, and so if you're paying attention, you should pay some attention. Okay, what they would do is they would create a map. Okay, sometimes it was a membership site. Someone would sign up for a membership site. It was training. It was going to walk you through a step-by-step process. Right? They would teach them something, and then inside of that, it's like, hey, step number 1 is you need to build a landing page. And it's like, by the way, the tool that we use to build landing pages is called ClickFunnels. And they would recommend ClickFunnels. They get paid affiliate commission. Someone would sign up for the first tool, right? And then they say, now if you sign up for the funnel builder, next thing you need is you need something to do your link tracking. And so like, here's another tool. Sign up here for a link tracking tool, right? And again, the 5 affiliates I'm thinking of top of my head who all became our biggest earners, this was the funnel that they all used. They had their own front end product they sold on the front end. Okay. In fact, one of them was, in fact, here, I can show you something cool. I rebuilt this. I rebuilt this in our business. So this is affiliatebootcamp.com. So this is a good example. So this is an offer. It's $7 a month or $97 lifetime, where someone comes in here for affiliate bootcamp to learn how to become an affiliate. Right? It walks them through a step-by-step process. But then inside of this training, it's like, hey, you're going to need a ClickFunnels account. Hey, you're going to need this. And so it's introducing them to the tools they need to actually be successful as an affiliate. Okay. So that's what's happening here inside the treasure map and tools is you're selling somebody a treasure map to walk them through a process. And then your upsells are the tools they're going to need to be successful with that treasure map. Does that make sense? Again, we all come back to the logical sequencing of events, right? So number 1 is like, okay, you want to build a business online or you want to lose weight or whatever it is, right? Let's say it's weight loss. So here's the plan to lose weight. Okay. Then upsell number 1 is like, hey, to lose weight, you got to track your calories. So we have this really cool calorie tracker app or whatever, right? Here's the first tool you're going to need. And so tools are easy to convert when they've already agreed to the map that they are buying, the tools they need to be successful along the way. It's easy to get them to say yes to the tools because the tools are requirements for them to be successful with the map they're selling them on the front end. Does that make sense? And so that's kind of how we're structuring this. Someone said $97 lifetime. How are you actually making any money on that? Because I don't want to make money on the map. Okay. For me, the map is just hopefully I break even if I'm buying ads. I'm making money because everyone who's buying this map then is buying the tools and they're paying $97 a month for ClickFunnels. And they're paying $47 a month for this tool and they're paying $200 a month for this tool. So we're giving them and introducing them to the tools they need to be successful with our map. Okay. So if you want to be successful here, like you can create an offer coming back and say, okay, here's the map. It's going to take you from A to Z, here's where you are today. Here's the goal, what you're trying to achieve. What's the step-by-step process someone needs to go through? And then what are the external tools that aren't yours that you need to recommend for them to actually be successful in that process? And then you build out the Frankenstein funnel to be able to include all the different tools and the upsells they need to actually be successful. So, Holly said, love this. You answered my unspoken question. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Yeah, someone says the map keeps them in lifetime because they already paid for it. Yeah, like I want them to all buy it because the map as soon as they have it, it's great. I want them to use it, implement it. But the goal is for them to then get the tools and stick with the tools. And then as an affiliate, that's where I make and keep my money. So that is the treasure map and tools. Anything I forgot on that one, Ben?
No, nothing except that like I really hope you guys understand this is a money-making process. Like this works extremely well. And once again, you get to choose where you want to make money. Russell talked about how you could leverage his book at the front of anything. Like you could leverage .com secrets at the front of this and sell, you could sell a whole bunch of different things on the back end. Like you understand the tools, you can lead with the front ends and leverage Russell's brand, leverage Russell's, what is that called? Prestige. Like you have that opportunity. He's giving you that opportunity because the book is there. And so look for the books where,
And it's true with other people's books too. Like you think
yeah,
about like Rich Dad Poor Dad's in there. If you look at the E Myths in there, you look at like all these books of famous authors are in there. It's like to sell this book, and then upsell the tools that they would need to implement the stuff from the book or from the training course or from the membership site or from the whatever the thing that you're selling.
This is interesting. A lot of times I see people asking you questions about how they sell a soft product, a product that's like, it's like coaching or consulting, and they're not quite sure how to sell. If you lead with a book that's like how to feel better about yourself and, and so on so many days, you lead that with that offer, and then you're one of the tools on the back end that helps you be able to sell. So that way you can find the customer, like they're automatically already raising their hand. They want the map, and you just say, by the way, this is tool number one. You should be meeting with me.
Very cool. All
Cool
right.
stuff.
It looks like everyone's getting it because Grace just said, yes, this is brilliant. All right, you guys are getting this. If you're all getting this, then type in treasure maps in the comments. Make sure you guys are treasure mapping it all out. Very good. Treasure map, treasure map, all right, sweet. Okay, treasure maps are key. And like I said, the top affiliates in the world I know, this is the model that they use every single day. All right, offer playbook number 4. How many of you guys have ever read Chicken Soup for the Soul? How many of you guys know there are lots and lots and lots of Chicken Soup for the Soul books? Is my screen showing? I forgot it. I clicked on that, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know the story about Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield. They wrote this book, but they wrote the first one was Chicken Soup for the Soul, and they decided to niche it down to like chicken soup for the military wife soul, chicken soup for every mom soul, chicken soup for fathers and daughters, chicken soup for the grandma soul, chicken soups for the adopted soul, chicken soups for the like everything, right? Now, if somebody has an affinity with an offer, they're more likely to buy it, right? So, for example, I've never bought a chicken soup book because none of those sound interesting to me. But if there was a chicken soup for the wrestler soul, I would buy it. If there's a chicken soup for the funnel hacker soul, I would buy it. If there's chicken soup for people who have offers in Offerlab, I would buy it, right? Like if chicken soup for the biohacking soul, I would buy it. Like the things I'm interested in, if there was a book that was tied to it where it's very niche specific, I am much, much, much more likely to actually buy the thing. Okay. And I think they ended up selling like over 1 billion copies of the Chicken Soup book series, like one of the greatest selling book series in the history of all time. It's because they led with this mass market offer, which did good, but then the niches went, and now they were able to dominate and make insane amounts of sales in all of these different areas. They went really, really deep. Okay. And so that's kind of the power of what they created here with the Chicken Soup for the Soul brand. And so this playbook, again, we call it Chicken Soup for the Soul. And the reason why is because a lot of times either you are selling or somebody inside of Offerlab is selling something that's great offer, right? But it's like a general offer. Okay. Again, it's like Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's like that's technically anybody could buy it, but because anybody could buy it, nobody really wants it because it's not that specific. And so what happens is on the front end, you lead with a very specific offer, right? So let's just say somebody had an offer that's like how to run Facebook ads. Like that's great, but it's very generic, right? But if I came over here, my niche offer, if I created a book like Chicken Soup for the Soul, but I made it like I created an offer that's like Facebook ads for people trying to leave corporate America, right? That's going to be very specific to someone who's trying to leave corporate America. They're going to see that. They're going to click on it. They're going to buy it. And then the upsell can be more general, which is like, hey, here's how to, we have a team that's going to drive ads for whatever. And it'll convert now because they came in on the niche thing and then you're able to upsell them the general version of it. Does that make sense? So another example, let's say you want to target speakers. You're like, hey, chicken soup for the speaker soul, but it's not, obviously don't use the chicken soup. You can be like, how to get your first 100,000 followers on Instagram for speakers, or how to make your videos go viral for people who are making dog videos or cat videos. I don't know, whatever it's, but I'm trying to find a niche specific thing that's going to speak directly to a certain audience. Okay, and the reason why is because if and when you guys decide to buy ads, it's so much easier to buy ads when it's very, very niche specific. The broader it is, the more expensive it is to actually get people to click and to buy the stuff, right? And the more niche specific, the smaller the market is, so the ads get like less expensive and it's easier to target. And it's easier to get the right people coming through the front door. Okay. So that's what Chicken Soup for the Soul is all about, is understanding that. So number one is if you've got a general offer, it's like either go create an offer that's very niche specific on the front end that you can bring people in, or go find someone who's got a niche specific offer that you can then plug your upsell into. Or let's say you go on Offerlab and you're like, I found this really cool course. It's a $1,000 speed reading course, which is amazing, right? But you want something niche specific. Say, okay, I'm gonna create a smaller product, like a $5 or $7 product. It's called speed reading for student athletes, or speed reading for moms, or speed reading for people trying to graduate college, or speed reading for people who are trying to pass the SAT test, or speed reading for like insert whatever niche it is, right? Someone buys my $7 report on how to speed read for wrestlers who are trying to not flunk out of school. right? Very specific market. Wrestlers with Flunkin are going to buy that thing because it's speaking specifically to them, and then upsell like, hey, we got $1,000 speed reading course. It's going to help you to read a lot faster. Now they're more likely to buy the general thing because they came in on the very niche specific offer. Does that make sense, you guys? Um, I hope that's landing. So that's what the chicken soup for the soul is understanding like the power and when you niche down. Again, I'll show you guys this image again. Like the reason why they made 8 billion versions of chicken soup for the soul is they were trying to get into every single sub-market known to man. And because of that, they sold more books than almost anyone who in the history of all time has ever done because they niched down their thing so many different ways. Okay. And so that's kind of the same. Yeah. And Mark Victor Hansen, thank you, Michael. Mark Victor Hansen does have a course on OfferLab, which is really, really cool. Okay. That's kind of how it works. The question is, should the price be higher for more specific? So the answer is it can be. Sometimes, like again, I've seen people who have Facebook ads for lawyers, and a lot of times they can sell that for $10,000. Where if you did Facebook ads for the general market, maybe it's only a thousand because there's so many Facebook ad courses out there. There's only so many for Facebook ads for lawyers, right? It's very much more specific, and lawyers like, oh, they're speaking directly to me, therefore I'm going to buy it. I had a friend who's a chiropractor who did funnels for chiropractors, and he charges more than I do, even though he's teaching the same thing. But because he's got people who have an affinity with chiropractors, they'll spend more. So there's a lot of ways to do it, right? You can have a higher end on the front end, whatever that is, or you could do a low ticket just to get buyers coming in. Both those models work. But the key is leading with the niche specifics. You can target a very specific audience. Usually, I like the lower ticket ones because you can create them very, very quickly, and then upselling to a general, more expensive offer. That because in theory, you could go and create 10 different niche reports, all leading to the same general upsell offer. So that's how that works. All right, Ben, anything to add?
Yeah, that was literally my thought is like you could make a whole bunch of different front ends and niches for your back end offer. Like, you know what your angle is, but you're like, you know what? I need more lawyers because lawyers have a bigger pocket. So I'm going to go grab lawyers. Where's a lawyer product I could put in on the front of my thing so that way I can do it. Now, the key to make that work in order to make it feel congruent is that video, the little, what do you call that? You call it the little
The love notes.
love notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's recording the little video so that way you can actually like bridge the customer. You can tell them, all right, this is why you should get this product. Absolutely fabulous. And you're like, okay, now that you've gotten that product, let me show you how I can help you do this. You can watch the video down below and it's going to show you why this product is going to be absolutely perfect for your lawyer business or your business lawyering or whatever you want to call it. Okay. So you're able to do that. And so those videos, those love notes are really going to bind all of this together and be able to create a really cool advantage for you.
Very cool. All right, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Very, very cool. All right, let's keep on moving forward. We're moving on to offer playbook number 5. This is called the Summit Sales Cyclone. Okay, how many of you guys know what a summit is? Have you guys seen like an online virtual summit before? This is something that people do all the time. And before this, I actually found one we did a little while ago that I was like, is this still live? And I have a version of the page that's still live. So this is what a summit is. Okay, so this is what we call this the .com Secret Summit. And we had 32 speakers in the summit, and each speaker came and they taught about their type of funnel. So it's like, here's how this guy does his funnel, and she does her funnel, and everyone kind of showed and walked through exactly how they do their funnel. So we had, again, 32 speakers who were part of the summit, right? And it was free. They all registered for free. They signed up, and they got access to the whole thing. Okay, and so this was the very first. This is one of the first summits we did. They did really, really well, and now it's. Again, until today, I was like, kind of forgot about this one. My job now is to go put this into Offerlabs, so there'll be a summit in here that's got, you guys could use potentially. But if you've done a summit or you're part of a summit or whatever, you can take a summit like this, plug it into Offerlab. I would recommend charging like $1 or something, right? But that's kind of how it works. So in theory, I could for $1 to get access to 32 trainers teaching on 32 different types of funnels that you can install inside your business, right? So that's the summit. So if I come back here now. That's what the Summit Sales Cyclone is, okay? Because on the front end, you've got some kind of summit where it's like a whole bunch of speakers. You come in for $1 or $5 or $10, you get access to hear all these speakers talk about this topic. And then what you can do then, so let's say this is your summit, then you can go back to all these speakers. So I could come back here and I could go, let me find one of the speakers down here. I could be like, hey, Allison Prince, one of my favorite people in the world. I'm like, Allison, do you have a course that you saw right now? She's like, yeah, I have a course that's very similar to this. I'm like, cool. Put your offer into Offerlab, and we'll set up where someone comes and they buy the summit for $1 and they upsell Allison's course. I can structure that, and then Allison could promote it, I could promote it, and also we're making money through that one. But I come back down here and be like, okay, Dagan Smith or Dean Graciosi or Eileen or each of these people I could go and I could partner with and say, hey, let's put your offer on Offerlab. like Trey Loans, put your offer on Offerlab, and then we'll set up. Someone buys the summit for $1, and the upsell's like, hey, do you want trays? And maybe I do two upsells. Like I have Trey on upsell one, I could have Tim Shields on upsell number two, I could have Pedro on upsell number three. I could like have their higher end courses and kind of go in there. It's very congruent with the thing they bought right prior to this, right? So again, that's what the summit sell cyclone is. You're selling a summit on the front end. And the upsell then is you plug in one of the other speakers' higher ticket offers into it. So it's like, hey, here's 32 people talking about sales funnels. And upsell's like, hey, of all the ones, one of my favorite ones is so-and-so's Trey Llewellyn's. It's so good. He talks about ecom funnel. In fact, he's got a $297 course where he goes deeper into this. If you want to go like really learn it, you should buy Trey's course. Click down below and then boom, it sells Trey's course. And next page will be like, oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen Allison's course, it's insane too. You can sell Allison's course. And you can plug in these speakers into the sales summit sales cyclone. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. The Summit Sales Cyclone. How'd I do, Ben? We get it?
That was great. That was fabulous. Now, okay, this is two things. Number one, you know that there are people selling in your niche on Offerlab. So if you're like, maybe I should do a summit. Is a summit a good idea? Go look at creators that are on Offerlab, find their offers and be like, what if we did a summit and I let you speak and you could put whatever offer you want and you just have to promote the summit and you can promote the funnel and that way they can get people to re-see their product, but at the same time sign up for this summit and their affiliate funnel.
Yeah.
So you can do that with their Offerlab funnel. I'm getting tongue tied now. You're tossing it over.
It's that sales the funnel cyclone.
Sales funnel cyclone. And this works outside of just summits. It does not need to be a summit. If you're doing a challenge, if you're doing an event, whatever you're doing. I remember when we're doing Funnel Hacking Live, Russell is getting on a call with every speaker that we have for Funnel Hacking Live. When you do those calls, you can literally point them to their version of the funnel, which means if they're not on Offerlab, this could also be a broker playbook, which is really, really cool.
So cool. All right. I love it, Ben. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Okay. We've got
one
more, and then we got a video to watch. So I'm excited. All right. We are back. Nope. Wrong page. Of course it's going to do that.
So your success looked great though.
Yeah. I got too many monitors. So it always gets confusing. All right. Do you see it now? We're in the Sales Summit. There we go. Sales Summit Oh, it just appeared. And we're back. Sales Summit Cyclone. Here we go. Offer playbook number 6, the Country Club. All right. I'm going to let Ben steer this one. What is the Country Club, Ben? What does this look like? Want to walk us through this one?
Oh, the Country Club. Okay. So imagine the following. You have finally reached that point where you can live the dream life. You can do whatever it is you want to do. You can go to the Country Club and you can hit the golf ball and do whatever you'd like. You go to sign up at the Country Club because that's what the cool people do. You walk in there like, that's great. It's going to be $15,000 or $25,000. You're like, whoa, that's a lot. Okay, high up front. Great. So you pay and they're like, okay, great. Did you want to have somebody who like is always on the field with you and making sure you've got everything taken care of? We'll go and grab the ball and do this. Yeah, I love that. Okay, cool. It's this extra charge per month. You're like, whoa, didn't I just pay yes, because I'm in the cool kids club. That's what's expected. Okay. This is a playbook that's played not just in country clubs. This actually happens. Okay. This is not just a country club playbook. It's also something that's done across everything. So if you're running a private mastermind as an example, right?
Sorry, I was going to finish your thought. I was that example I was going to throw and I got excited. But I'll let you finish here. Sorry.
Okay. So if you're to do a private mastermind as an example, you can be like, well, you know what? We're going to do a mastermind. Everybody gets to fly into Russell's office. It's going to be great. It's going to be $50,000 per year. It's going to be absolutely awesome. They sign up. They're like, sweet, I love this. On the next page, you're like, by the way, did you want to have one-on-one consultations on the back end with the funnel builder? Whoa. So literally on Offerlab, all you have to do is you go and you find somebody who has a mastermind offer. There are high ticket offers right now on Offerlab. I've seen them. And so you can go and find these higher ticket offers and the filtering powers are coming soon so that way you're able to see everything and organize it accordingly. And so you can find those and then say, you know what, maybe I plug myself on the back end of somebody who's already spending a whole bunch. So instead of leading, I find the person who's willing to spend a lot, and I'm the person who supports them on their journey. Suddenly, you're not the expensive thing. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Think about gyms. Like you go and you sign up for a gym, and it's whatever, $50 a month to go to a gym and work out every single day. And then when you get to the gym, they upsell you personal training, right? And personal trainers are $50 an hour to get someone to lift weights with you and tell you what to do and stuff like that. And so that's kind of the concept behind here is understanding that like Costco is the same thing. You pay a fee to be able to get a Costco card to show up every single time. And then you're in there and then you can buy stuff internally, right? And so this kind of just a mindset shift, especially though you look at higher ticket things and bringing people in. And anyway, so I think this is an interesting one that's it's probably a little more unique for some people when you start thinking about this, like one-on-one support, private match, higher ticket things. Like how do you start leveraging it? It's a really, really cool way. We call it the country club because it's very proper feeling.
Very proper. Yeah, very similar to Costco. Very similar to, a couple different things, but you can do it as a low continuity or a high, or a low product or a high product. You guys can choose. And
Yeah,
then once
Dan says something like, "Oh, Costco, so it doesn't have to be high ticket. It doesn't have to be high ticket."
no,
And high ticket for I've been in some markets where people are like, $97 is a high ticket. So like every market's different what high ticket is. Other markets, 10,000 is cheap. For others, that's insane, right? So yeah, it doesn't have to be like the 10,000 price point as much as just like conceptually, it's like they're selling access to this thing that's amazing, and then the support side of it's separate. You think about like when you used to buy. Back in the day, you buy, I don't know, Microsoft or whatever, right? And they'd sell you the software for $800, but then you could buy a support license where you could do Q&A calls for an extra whatever a month, and it plugs in on top of it. Like there's so many different variations of businesses that have used these things. But yeah,
yeah,
so
beautiful.
very
This is
cool.
cool. It's a cool one. Go play with it. Just go see what masterminds are available because you never really know. You do not know what's in the platform. Go and look, go and filter. You might be shocked that there's something high ticket you can sell as a front end or a back end.
Yeah. Okay. Before I show the video on question, like we just showed you guys a whole bunch of them. All right. Of these six, you got the chicken soup for the soul. You got the sell summit, the summit, this summit sales cyclone. You got the country club, the sweaty upsell, the treasure map, and the only people reading are happy Oprah method. Of these six, which one is your guys' favorite? Type it in the thing. I want to see which one was the one that got you most excited. All right, we got some treasure maps. We got some Oprahs. We got some treasure maps, Oprahs. Oh man, are they all treasure maps and Oprahs? Treasure map, treasure map,
Whoa.
treasure map, treasure map,
You got
Oprah,
a country
Oprah,
club.
treasure map, sell cyclone, sweaty upsell for momentum, treasure map, treasure map, treasure map, sweaty upsell, treasure map. Interesting.
Treasure
Chicken
map's a
soups, country
win.
club. We got some country clubs. We got some sweaty upsells in there too. We got
I
some
saw chicken
cyclones.
soup.
All right, they're flowing through here.
There
Very,
we
very
go.
cool. All
That's
right,
it.
our goal with this, you guys, is to get you thinking just a little bit differently about how you structure offers. And again, it all comes down. The most successful funnel builders are ones who understand the logical sequencing of events. That's what these playbooks are about, logical sequencing of events, of offers. I mean, like that's the key to becoming really good, both on the affiliate playbooks and also the offer creator playbooks. Okay, we got one last thing we want to do. This is probably gonna take,
So
how long is
this
this?
video is 36 minutes long. So we're going to go a little over if you guys are okay with it.
I hope you're okay with that. This video is inside the offer secrets area. And I know some of you guys have dived in. It's inside the members area. You can go and watch the offer secrets training course. Again, it's a course we sell for $500. You guys got access for free for being part of here. But it's talking about how to create a course. Inside of there, this training's in here. But for some of you guys who haven't created an offer yet, you're nervous about it. You don't know how it's all going to work. You don't know how to make a really good offer. This video is one of my favorites. I recorded this the very first time we did the one funnel away challenge. And it was interesting because afterwards, I got more feedback from this than almost any video I've ever made because it's talking about fast product creation. How do you increase perceived value, and how do you get people to want to buy something? And so I wanted to give you this for two reasons. Number one, it's going to help amplify what we're talking about with the offer playbooks. But number two, hopefully it'll inspire you guys to go deeper into offer secrets and actually go figure out our course secrets. Sorry. Course secrets to figure out how to create your offer. And so that's kind of the game plan. So you guys ready for that? With that said, we're going to cue up the video. When we do this, if y'all can, if you can hear the audio, sometimes with Zoom, it doesn't hear the audio. I want to make sure you hear that. It'll probably be a little chunky as we go because we're zooming through straight, we're showing a video through Zoom. So it'll probably be a little chunky, but that's okay. Just listen to the words. And then in the members area afterwards will be the raw file. So you can actually just watch that directly inside the members area as well. So that's kind of the game plan. You guys good with that? So if you can hear the audio, type ones in the comments. That's why I know we're ready to rock and roll, and I don't have to go back and replay the video. So with that said, this is called The Greatest Showman. For us to create an offer, which is what we're going to be going deeper into later today as well, you have to have a whole bunch of products to combine together into an offer, okay? The problem with just a product, well, I don't know how, I'll get deeper into that here in a minute, but the problem with the product is if you have a product, then you're competing with everybody else who also has a product, right? When everyone's competing with the same thing, then it's a price war down to the bottom very, very quickly. And so the the way you decommoditize yourself is you shift from having a product to actually having an offer. And this works in any kind of business. If you are selling stuff on Amazon, right now you are probably selling products. And you're competing with everyone else has products. So because of that, everyone's fighting for the lowest price and it drives the price down. Okay, if you're in network marketing, you're selling the same thing as 1,000 other distributors or 10,000 or 100,000. So because of that, you're all competing, it drives the value down. Okay, and so when you have a product, and if you're a local business, if you're a chiropractor, a dentist, a financial planner, like you're all selling the same thing. So because of that, whoever's got the cheapest price is going to win. And that's a horrible way to do business. My mentor, Dan Kennedy, told me, he said that if you can't be the cheapest, if you can't be the lowest price leader in town, there's no strategic advantage of being the second lowest price leader. So you need to be the lowest price leader or the most expensive. And I promise you, it makes way more sense. It's better lifestyle to be the most expensive. Okay, because you have money to actually spend on advertising and growing things out and hiring a team and like all those amazing things. And so because of that, you have to learn how to break out of the commodity business, okay? I don't care what business you're in right now, and I guarantee some of you guys are watching like, well, my business is different, Russell. If you have that mindset, you're going to be stuck, right? Right now, you're a commoditized business, and any business that I've yet to find a business I couldn't decommoditize by them understanding this part of the process, okay, of taking your product and turning it into an offer. But you have to have a whole bunch of products to be able to bundle into an actual offer, okay? As you hopefully saw yesterday when you were doing all the offer hacking stuff. One like really good example. I don't have my phone on me right now, but if I had my phone with me, in fact, I'll doodle it because that'll be just as cool. So if you look at my iPhone, right? So here's an iPhone. This is the last version. New ones don't have the buttons on it, but let's just say it was, right? So how much does this iPhone cost? Right? Like if I was to go right now and go to Amazon or whatever, it's probably like, I don't even know, $500 or something for an iPhone, right? And everyone's selling for the same price. You go to Apple, it's the same price. If you go to Best Buy, if you go to other places, and if you are a retailer selling this, you can get the lowest price. I can sell for $400 or $300. You're going to sell the most of them because everyone's looking for this commodity, right? And so they're not faithful to anything other than just the price. And so for me, like if I'm looking at like that's a horrible business to be in. So instead, what I want to turn this from a product into an actual offer. So how do I do that? Okay. Well, this is the way I do that. I guarantee you, for most of you guys watching this training, I could sell you this exact same $500 phone for $10,000. You want to see how? So if I do this, I come back and I say, okay, the first thing you're going to get when you buy my phone from me is the phone, just like everybody else does. But the second thing you're going to get, this is actually my personal phone, and there's some really cool things inside of my phone that you're going to get as well when you buy it. So the first thing you're going to get is you're going to get actually the cell phone numbers to a whole bunch of really rich and famous people I know. For example, Tony Robbins' personal cell phone number is in my phone, okay? So you have Tony's number, and I'm not going to tell you his numbers in my phone, but here's a whole bunch of like famous people whose numbers are in my phone, right? So you have all the famous people's direct access to their things. Number two is in the last, 12 years, I've spent conservatively about $450,000 to $500,000 in marketing and sales and persuasion courses. And most of them came with big, huge box DVD sets. It was $1,000, $2,000 for this course. And back in the day, I had all these CDs. I listened to them, but it got really annoying. So I had my brother actually go through all the DVDs from over $500,000 worth of courses and rip them all out and put them into audiobook files. And all those audiobooks are on my phone. So you're going to get over $500,000 worth of audiobooks. They're all on my phone as well. Next thing you get is, I still have my other cell phone that has this really cool app called Voxer. It's like a walkie-talkie app. And so you'll have my direct Voxer access. You could ask me any question you want whenever you want. Like I said, people right now pay me over $100,000 a day for consulting. So you'll have direct access to ask me questions whenever you want. So that's basically like 100K plus consulting hotline. And then on top of that, are you interested in what books I listen to? Because all my favorite audiobooks are also on here as well. So you get all my audiobooks. Books. Also, if you want to know what the podcasts I listen to, because there's a lot of crappy podcasts, these are actually my top 10 podcasts, ones I cannot not listen to. They're the ones that help me understand business, success, personal minds, everything. And the cool thing is they're not like the famous ones, not ones on the top 10 list. They're ones you can't find unless you scroll really, really deep, but they're my favorite podcasts. You'll have all my favorite podcasts all subscribed. So I will sell you this phone right here. The value of the phone is $500. The value of the famous people is, you close one deal, Tony, that's $1 million plus. You get the audiobooks, that's at least $500K worth of value. You get Voxer. For me, it's $100K worth of value. You get all the audiobooks, that's probably $2,000. You get the podcast, that's an extra $1,000. Total value of this is like $1.6 million. I will give you my phone in exchange for $10,000 US. But I gotta give some urgency and scarcity. I only have one. So the auction's up right now, ready, go, okay? Now I could sell that to my people all day long. Okay, but it's the same phone. Look at it. It's a product, right? It's the same product, everyone else is selling $500, but what's the difference? I bundled it with the stuff to shift it from a product to a commodity. Now the value goes up, okay? They may say, well, Russell, is $500 a lot for a phone, right? Well, it depends, right? Like, is $500 a lot of money? People ask me that sometimes. I'm like, well, it depends. $500, you know, for a phone may not be a lot, but $500 for a car, that's like the cheapest car ever, right? And so the same thing here, like, the more I can increase the value of what I'm selling over here, the cheaper it becomes, right? Like, if I told you I want to sell this phone for you $10,000 before, you're like, $10,000 for a phone? No. But I tell you all this stuff, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, 10 grand's a deal. Like, I'll do that all day long. Because the more you can increase the value, the less expensive it feels. Okay, so that's what this whole product creation thing is all about, and why we are shifting things from products into offers. All right, so what I want to do right now is I want to kind of map this out. So this right here, this is your thing that you're selling. Your thing. Okay? And for all of you guys, it could be different. Some of you guys already have a product you came into this challenge with. Some of you guys didn't. Some of you guys are in a network marketing program. Some of you guys are an affiliate. Some of you guys have no idea what to do. Some of you guys are local businesses. Some of you, you guys are all over the place, right? And I totally understand. So it doesn't matter what it is, you have your thing. And if you don't have a thing yet, again, we talked about this yesterday, become an affiliate for ClickFunnels. That can be your thing for right now as you're learning the skills in this process, okay? So I have my thing. So if I look at my offer list, like the first thing I have, obviously, is my thing, okay? So it's the thing. Okay, but a lot of people are probably selling their thing. So now we got to increase the value of this thing so it seems cheaper. Okay, so now we got to start creating some products. So there are a couple of different ways to do this. One is what we call the written word. Okay, this is text things. I love the written word because, well, as you'll see, there's some really simple shortcuts and hacks to make this really, really quickly. Even if you don't like to write, but there's a lot of value inside of written words, right? Then there's like the spoken word. So this is like audio and video. Videos. Okay, and then down here, they're like physical products. And then over here, there is just other stuff. Okay, now as you were going through your offer hacking the other day, you list these things out. I would love for you to take some of these offers and kind of plug them in here and be like, okay, for the fit to fat to fit offer, what parts of the bonus were written words? Okay, what part were physical products, if there were any? Some do, some don't, right? What things were spoken words, audios or videos or things like that? And what was other cool stuff that they did? Okay, so I'm always looking at this, like every offer, I'm like, okay, what do they have, what do they have, what do they have? And I'm looking at these things like, cool. And what's interesting, as you start going through this, you'll start seeing the patterns over and over and over again of like, oh my gosh, almost all these courses, all these products, all these network marketing programs, whatever it is you're trying to sell, whatever your thing is, it always fits into one of these categories. And the stuff is pretty simple. So now that you did that offer hacking thing, take this template, take this worksheet, it'll be inside your workbook, and I want you to take it and fill this in for some of those different things, okay? So this thing, they're selling a course on this. This, they're selling a physical product. They're selling a squatty potty. They're selling a soap. They're selling whatever. And they start looking at what are the different pieces that they did. And then what basically happens is then when you're creating your offer, you come back, you grab this thing like, hey, this is going to go right here. And then this right here is going to go right here. And you start kind of plugging them in, okay? Now let me step back for a minute here. So I'm going to kind of just teach you guys a couple cool things. And there's a training that I will put in the members area as well. It's called 21 Fast Ways to Create a Product. That'll go deeper on this. It'll give you some ideas on hook, story, offer as well. But it'll show you tangible examples of all these things right now. But I just want to go through some because I'm sure some of you guys looking, it's like, Russell, this is going to be so hard. I don't know how to do these things. And the reason why I think initially is because some of the initial ones I'm going to talk about may be kind of hard, right? So the first one, like written word. So what's the written word? Well, you could write a book, right? A book is hard to write. I've written 2. It takes me almost a year to write a book. So that's one of the harder ones, yet it's one that you can do, right? And if you don't know how to write a book, or you don't want to write a book, one thing you can do is you can write an outline for a book, right? Like when I did this training, I created an outline ahead of time, and I started teaching the outline, right? Same thing you do is you can take this book, you can create an outline, and then there's people we call ghostwriters you can actually hire to go and do this. In fact, you can go to Funnel Rolodex right now and say, here's the outline of what I want to teach, and hire a ghostwriter to go and actually fill in the blanks and to write the entire book for you, so you can then get a book back for you. In fact, in the past, I've had books that I've had written for under $500, and so it's like good ghostwriters charge a lot more, up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you can get a book written really, really quickly. Like let's say you're like, man, I'm selling. Let's say you're selling a supplement that helps people to lose, who retain water, to help not retain water, right? So that's your supplement. So cool, I need a book or an ebook of somebody teaching like the top 10 ways or 30 ways to also get rid of water retention, right? So I could go and hire somebody in the Funnel Rolodex, say, I need a book, I want it to be 200 pages, I want this to be the topics, here's the things, and they can go do the research and actually write a book on different ways to get rid of water retention. Now you have that and you can plug it in, okay? So you can write it or you can hire somebody to write as well, okay? And we call that a ghostwriter. So I'll write ghost written here. Okay. Another easy one is there's this really cool thing called PLR, and it stands for Private Label Rights. Now I'm going to jump over here on my computer, Google PLR Golf, right? So PLR stands for Private Label Rights. These are people that have written books, and they'll give you the rights. You pay them a really small fee, and they'll give you the rights to the book that have already been pre-written. So if you look right here, I typed in PLR Golf, and if I scroll down here, it's like, here's 600 golf articles you can buy. Here's golf PLR books. Here's golf mega sale. So if I click here, I have no idea what the site is. We're just guessing. So here's golf PLR packs. So it's in articles and books. So for the Golf Guru, Beginner's Guide to Golf, 100 golf playing tips, 23-page ebook. So all this stuff's already been written. And for $11.90, I can buy the rights to those 3 books. I can then take them and I can sell them as my own thing. Okay, I can rewrite them, I can tweak them, I can do whatever, but you own the rights for that one. Is $12. It's ridiculous. Almost any topic you can think of. Let's type in sales, PLR. There's a whole bunch of people selling PLR to box, sales funnels, PLR. Anyway, tons of stuff on sales. If I wanted to do weightlifting, boom, here's tons of weightlifting PLR books. There's tons of them. If I want to do nutrition or diet, whatever, you type that with PLR, and there's people who literally paid someone to write a book. They don't know how to sell it, so they sell you the rights to that book. And there might be other people who bought the rights as well, but it doesn't matter. You own the rights, so you can plug that in to your thing, okay? That's the next thing. So PLR is a good one. Another one of my favorites is a thing called public domain. I'm gonna write down 1923 because this is a secret year. So public domain, some of you guys may or may not know this, but you know Walt Disney didn't write Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast or The Snow Princess, which became Frozen. Like, he didn't write any of those. All those are stories that are in the public domain that he took and then republished as his own movies. So things that were written before 1923 are automatically in the public domain, which means the copyright's expired, which means you can go and publish those as your own. And so I'm always looking for good public domain books. In fact, I'm gonna show you here in a minute a whole bunch of public domain books right here. I got off eBay for an offer I'm gonna create with you guys live. But if you go to Gutenberg.org, Gutenberg's the dude who invented the printing press, but Gutenberg.org is a website where literally they've taken all these public domain books, 57,000 ebooks on every topic you can dream of. They're in the public domain that have expired, that are old, but that's okay. And I'll show you here an example. That's okay. So you type in here and you're like, I'm gonna look for sales books. And it's like, oh my gosh, here's all these books I can take and I can republish as my own. Let's see if I can find one that's cool for you guys here. Somebody's got to search a little bit to find some good ones. I'll type in, let's see, nutrition. Boom, so here's nutrition book. So the No Breakfast Plan and Eating Curse, How and When to Be Your Own Doctor, Food in Wartime, Food Remedies, Facts and Foods and Their Medicinal Uses. There's a whole bunch of public domain books on food you can take and look at. Some are going to be outdated, but a lot of these are really, really good. Self-help. Let's see what they got in self-help. There's some self-help books here. Let's see if we type in Napoleon Hill. Do you know everything Napoleon Hill wrote was pre-1923? So Think and Grow Rich, all these other ones. Anyway, go to Gutenberg.org and just search. It's super fun. You can start finding all sorts of just amazing things that might fit inside your topic. You can plug in here and you can republish as your own. It just takes a little bit of looking, and then when you find them, they are amazing. Next one that's really, really cool is licensing. Let's see. Okay, a lot of times I'm looking for other content I can package into my offer. So what I do a lot of times, I just go to, in fact, ClickBank's one of my favorite places to go for this. If you go to clickbank.com, ClickBank ranks their marketplace based on what's selling the most right now, right? But what's cool is there's also thousands of people that are so low in the marketplace, nobody's buying their stuff anymore, right? So let's say I have a product on food, wine, and cooking. So click on food, wine, and cooking. Actually, I need to go to affiliate marketplace, sorry. Affiliate marketplace. I go to cooking, food, and wine. And these are the ones that are selling the best right now. So I'm not looking for those because people aren't going to license me those because they're really, really good. So what I do instead is I try to find the worst. Okay, so I go to the very, very back. And it's like, man, these are the worst selling ones, the paleo-based meal planning guide. Now, this person probably spent a ton of time and energy writing the paleo-based meal planning guide, and then nobody's buying it, right? Because it's like on page 7 of their marketplace, right? The diabetic cookbook. There's a whole bunch of German ones. It looks like 25 healthy chocolate Christmas treats by Pamela, like home pizza chef. Like, these people aren't selling these products anymore. That's how deep they are in the marketplace. Very few are actually selling. So I'll go to these people a lot of times. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'll look at the sales page, look at the funnel. And I'll see, like, is this something that's awesome in here? And I'll click on it. I'll go to it and be like, wow, this is awesome. And so I might contact this person and say, hey, I see your book right now. You're selling for $37. I love it. I would love to include it in an offer I'm creating. How much would you charge me to license your book so I can include it inside of my offer? And you'd be shocked. I've got deals where people license me their entire product for a couple $100. Everyone's different. Every deal you have to negotiate differently, but for the most part, you can get them really, really cheap. And I find a lot of these on the low end of ClickBank that I can grab, I can license it, I can plug it in and put it back together. Okay, and a lot of other ways you can do this as well. But I just want the wheels in your head spinning about how can I create content really, really quickly that I can plug into my offer. Okay, all right. Now, before I move into some of these other things, there's a concept I want to explain to you. This is my quote. So it says here on the screen: people will spend more money for the exact same product packaged in a different way. Okay, I'm going to say it again. People spend more money for the same product packaged in a different way. Okay, this is going to tie into everything you're doing is moving from like written word to spoken word to physical, like different things, right? So the case study I want to share with you. How many of you guys read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which is in the public domain, by the way? You can get it on Gutenberg.org. So here is Think and Grow Rich. Now, when I first got started in this business, all my mentors said, read Think and Grow Rich, read Think and Grow Rich. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go read it. So I went to Amazon, I bought a copy of Think and Grow Rich. It was like $10 for the book. I got the book, put it on my bedstand, and I didn't read it ever. And I remember I'd go to another event 6 months later and get back on. I'm like, oh crap, I didn't read it again. And then people kept talking about it, and I never did. For like 2 or 3 years, I didn't read it. And finally one day I felt so guilty. I said, you know what? I need to read this, but I'm not a good reader. I'm going to go buy the audiobook. So I went to ebay.com, and I found the audio version of Think and Grow Rich. Okay, I went and I bought it, and it cost me $97 for the audiobook version of Think and Grow Rich. Okay, now notice this. I spent $10 for the text version. I spent $100 for the audio version. 10 times as much money for the exact same product. Okay, now is there anything difference between the two? Like, no, it says the unabridged CD, so it's literally the exact same word for word, the same thing. Okay, but people spend more money for the same product packaged in a different way because it's more convenient, right? They also spend more money for the same product that's niched in a certain way. Like if I took the Think and Grow Rich book and I tweaked it and called it Think and Grow Rich for Entrepreneurs, and I added in my commentary, I guarantee I could sell that to a ton of you guys, right? Like how does what Napoleon Hill figured out 100 years ago, how does it relate back to what Russell did, what Russell's doing today with the side of funnels? Okay, Think and Grow Rich for funnel builders, Think and Grow Rich for weight loss, Think and Grow Rich for whatever it is, right? You could re-niche, you could rebrand this really easily, or you can make the audio version. But if you look at this, and I have friends who built entire business and product line off of just Think and Grow Rich. They had the Think and Grow Rich book, and they upsold the audio course, and they had home study courses, they had videos and workbooks that helped walk you through the process, and they did live events where you came to their office and they trained you on the principles of Think and Grow Rich, and they did mastermind groups, and they took people all the way through this value ladder. It's just selling the core concepts inside of Think and Grow Rich. Okay? And so that's what I need you guys to understand is that people spend more money for the same product packaged in different ways. So I'm thinking about that as I'm trying to increase the value of my offer here. I may put in a book or something like that, but how can I increase the value? Well, I know that the text version is worth one thing, but the audio version might be worth more. Okay? Or the video version, the home study course, or the mastermind, or whatever it might be. So as I'm creating my offer here, let's say I take this, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have my thing I'm selling. I'm gonna throw in a public domain book I found. So I'll put in a public domain book here. But then I'm like, okay, what's the spoken word? What can I do over here? Okay, for the spoken word, there's a lot of things you can do. Number one of my favorites and one of the easiest is you can do interviews. find someone who's an expert on the topic, interview them, and then that interview is an audio, the perceived value is even higher, you can plug that into the offer as well. I'm gonna show you an example of how I do this here in a minute, so I'll give you some ideas. But an interview is a really easy way to create a product very, very fast. Another one of my favorite ones is taking the public domain or taking the book or whatever it is, taking the content, and instead of just having it written out, you build an outline, you get in front of a camera like I am right now, and then you teach it, okay? So you teach something. I literally, before I got on this training, wrote out an outline for what we're talking about today, and now I'm here teaching it, right? So I can take something that's written, and I can make an outline, I can teach it on video. Now, some of you guys may not feel comfortable on video. The other thing that I've done a lot of times, I turn it into PowerPoint slides. And then there's two software programs I use all the time. One's called Camtasia, if you're on a PC, or it's called ScreenFlow if you're on a Mac, that records whatever happening on your screen. So open up the PowerPoint slides, I click record, and I just teach as I'm going through the different slides, teaching the stuff. And when it's done, I have a video that has high perceived value that I can plug back in here. Okay, so I can interview someone, I can teach something on camera, I can teach something through ScreenFlow or through Camtasia and get a video file. Now I've got a video teaching the core concepts I need people to understand here, okay? Another way I can find really cool, like hard to find stuff, right? Hard to find. So like a lot of times I'll go to YouTube and I'll be like, okay, what's the topic of the thing I'm trying to sell? I'm trying to sell this thing on Think and Grow Rich. Maybe I'll go to YouTube and type in Think and Grow Rich. In fact, let me do that right now with you and see what we find. I type in Think and Grow Rich, and check it out. Here is somebody, that may be the original Napoleon Hill, okay? So check it out. There's Napoleon Hill teaching back in the early 1900s. There's Earl Nightingale teaching, reading Think and Grow Rich and on video. Oh my gosh, like there's all these amazing things, right? These are all public, okay? So imagine I took some of these and said, hey, I was able to find these really cool videos of Napoleon Hill. They're posted live. It took me a long time to find. I found one of them, him teaching the laws of success in full, and I found other video of him doing this thing. And like I'm finding all these different cool videos and these things. And I said, I'm compiled these for you. I'm going to bring them back, and actually I will give you those as well. Okay, so now I throw in the videos of Napoleon Hill teaching his principles. Right now, these are all free on YouTube, but where are they at? How are you going to find them? You can't. I'm the one who went and compiled these things and found them for you. Okay? You have to understand that you as the compiler of information, there's a lot of value in there. If you can compile it and add a hook and a story to it, suddenly the increased value goes up dramatically. Okay? A lot of times when I have squeeze pages where I'm building a list, I will find a video on YouTube, and that becomes what I give away. I say, give me your email address. I'm going to give you a video of Napoleon Hill showing you the laws, a full video of Napoleon Hill teaching the laws of success. They opt in, and I just link them over to the YouTube video to go watch that video. Okay? There's a lot of cool things you can do that we'll get deeper into as we go into this, but just an idea, videos that are hard to find, you can find them, you can compile them, and then that can be part of your offer. Okay? You can do events. Teaching it. You can do events, you can do masterminds, a bunch of things like that that you can pull in here as well. Okay, now I'm gonna shift to physical products, okay? So what are physical products you can send people as well? There's books, there's journals, there's anything you can find on Alibaba or different sites. There's tons of different things. Like if somebody's buying your thing, what physical products would they like to go with it? Right? They want a journal, they want a keychain, they want a flashlight, what are the things? So start looking like what are the different physical products that are possible that I could plug in here as well. Then what's other stuff I can have? Maybe they want a phone call with me. Maybe they want a Skype conversation. Maybe they want my private Facebook group. Maybe they want, and I start plugging these things in, right? Now I've got this whole like dashboard of potential things to be part of an offer, and maybe we'll start pulling them in really, really quickly. Okay? And so that's kind of the core concept I want you guys to understand. So the first thing you should be doing is taking this, going back to your 10 offers from yesterday and plugging them in and start seeing how these things fit out. Like, wow, 2/3 of what they had in this offer were written words. They had this, some other stuff. They had these, like, these are the pieces. And you start seeing that. You start seeing it through this lens. All of a sudden you're like, man, this is how people are creating these offers. They're just plugging into one of these 4 things, grabbing the pieces, and boom, they have an offer that fast. Okay? All right, so I'm going to show you guys an example of this. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've been thinking and talking about this for a long time, and I'm excited to share this one with you. Okay? So a little while ago, there was a movie that came out that I really liked, and my kids liked. We all liked it. It's called The Greatest Showman. Boom. How many of you guys have watched this movie, The Greatest Showman? Hopefully you have. It's the life story of P.T. Barnum, who is one of the greatest entrepreneurs in this world, right? So I'm going to take this. This is going to become the product I'm going to sell, right? It's the thing. Everyone's got a thing. So let's just say for right now, this is the thing that I picked, okay? So there it is. There's the P.T. Barnum disc. Now, right now, this is a product, but it's a commodity, right? Because if you go to Amazon, it's one price, you go somewhere else. Like if I was to go and say, this is gonna be my business, and went door to door, I could probably only sell it for about what it's worth. And I guess it's worth, I think we paid like 20 bucks for it this morning when we bought this, for this example, right? So it's worth 20 bucks and that's it. Like I'm not gonna get 50 bucks or 100 bucks or 1,000 bucks for this, right? Just like my iPhone, I couldn't get 500 bucks for my phone anywhere else unless I shift it from a product into an offer, okay? So step number one is you take the product, okay? Now what I want you to do is I want you thinking through what we talked about earlier with the 3 core markets, okay? If I just sell this to everybody, the value's not that high. The more niche specific you can get, the more value there is, the more expensive it can be, right? So if I come back here to my 3 core markets, and I have health, wealth, and relationships, I'm gonna say, okay, what do I know about P.T. Barnum? Well, he was an entrepreneur. He started business, started companies. Okay, so I'm gonna sell it as a wealth product, okay? That's interesting, it's different, okay? So there's gonna be, then over here, sub-markets, entrepreneurship. Okay, so I'm gonna sell this to entrepreneurs, okay? And then there could be other ways I niched out, but for right now, I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna sell this to entrepreneurs, okay? So there's the market I'm going after, okay? So now that I know that, like, what do entrepreneurs want? If I'm gonna sell this to an entrepreneur, what else do I have? What else can I do? Okay, so start thinking about entrepreneurs. I'm like, okay, entrepreneurs who watch this movie, what are some of their fears or their false beliefs? Okay, so I start listening to that, like, well, they're afraid, like after watching it's like, well, you know, P.T. Barnum, maybe he was kind of a scam artist. Maybe that's why, you know, that's why he was successful. Or like, oh, maybe, well, it's because he lived back in the 1820s. Maybe it's because, and they have all these different reasons. Like what are the reasons why an entrepreneur might say no to buying this from you, right? So this is true to anything. So like when I'm looking at a product, I'm looking at like, if I was to offer this to somebody, what would be the reasons why they'd say no? Okay, and so the reasons I think would be like, well, first, I already own it. It's like, cool, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get you to buy it again, okay? Maybe they're like, well, it's not applicable to me. Not applicable to me, right? And then maybe it's like, well, I don't know how this would help me grow my company. Like how would this help me grow my company? How would this increase my sales? Like I'd have all these different things, right? These are all the false beliefs they have about like that P.T. Barnum couldn't help them with. Then I'm gonna come back and say, okay, what are the different products? Like how do I create an offer to sell this, okay? Because I want to sell this not for the 20 bucks it's worth. I want to sell this for $100. How do I sell this right here, this DVD for $100, okay? I need to turn it into an offer. So I start thinking, okay, what can I do to make this an offer? So the first thing I look at, okay, these are entrepreneurs I'm selling it to. They just watched this DVD. What do entrepreneurs want? Like what would they want? So I start looking, I'm like, hey, P.T. Barnum lived in the 1800s. Like, I wonder if he ever wrote any books. Like, did he write anything about his business and entrepreneurship? And I started looking, and I actually went to eBay and I found a whole bunch of amazing books. One of the books that he wrote, which is on Gutenberg.org, is called The Art of Money Getting. Okay, so this is the book that he wrote called The Art of Money Getting. It's in the public domain. I can republish it in 5 seconds. Okay, so it's The Art of Money Getting. So I'm like, okay, if you buy from me, you're gonna get the DVD, plus you're gonna get a copy of the ebook of The Art of Money Getting. Which is going to teach you how P.T. Barnum thought about money and finances and how he became one of the wealthiest men in the entire world at the time and how he was able to use it to build a huge media empire. Everything of that is here inside of this book, okay? So now you get the book, you also get this. And I'm like, what else did P.T. Barnum publish? I start looking, and there's a whole bunch of amazing books he wrote. Another one's called Dollar and Cents, which is in the public domain. This is The Struggles, Triumphs of Life by P.T. Barnum, Volume 1 and Volume number 2, also in the public domain. So I could be like, plus I'm going to give you the life work, the entire P.T. Barnum library. I'm going to give you the life work. I'm going to give you Dollars and Cents. So I put those books in there. The Humbugs of the World. Okay, Humbugs, this is a whole book that P.T. Barnum also wrote, talking about all the tricks he did to get people into his business, right? So he's called them humbugs. Same thing nowadays we'd call hooks or stories. Like, what are all the different things he used to get people in? How'd you like to know the top humbugs? Well, this has every humbug he used to get people in. I'm going to give you the humbug book as well. Humbug, okay? All right, so now I got all books. Then I start searching online, like, who else knows about P.T. Barnum? What else is exciting? I started Googling and searching, and eventually I've run into this dude who is one of my friends. His name is Joe Vitale, and he wrote a book called There's a Customer Born Every Minute, which is actually the story about P.T. Barnum. So I went and bought a bunch of copies of this as well. So anyone who gets the DVD from me, you're also going to get this book written by Joe Vitale called P.T. Barnum's Secrets to Business Success. It's going to show you 10 different ways that P.T. Barnum blew up his business, right? So now I have this as well. So take There's a Customer Born Every Minute book as well, and this is the physical copy. So you get physical plus all the ebooks of the other things. And I'm like, what else can I do? I'm like, well, Joe Vitale's still alive. He's like one of the last existing people who really study P.T. Barnum's life in depth. What if I got an interview with him? So I called Joe and I'm like, can I do an interview with you? I'm going to interview on your book about P.T. Barnum. And my guess is he's going to be super excited that someone cares about it. I interview him and I'm going to throw in this interview with the person who spent more time trying to understand the marketing business behind P.T. Barnum's life than anybody else. So it's like you get the interview with Joe Vitale. And then I asked Joe, like, as you were doing the book, do you have any other like cool things you created or different stuff you put together I could also include in my offer? He's like, oh, well, he happened to have also written a manual called The 10 Rings of Power Manifesto, P.T. Barnum's outrageous, bodacious, courageous, evidence-based strategy for accelerated business growth in chaotic times. And he wrote this book and he basically said, hey, I'll give you rights to be able to give this away to people. 41 pages, which is like everything in today's market of how you would apply P.T. Barnum in your life. Boom. So there's that right there. So I got Joe Vitale's report. The other thing I'm going to give you is I'm going to set up a Facebook group for a bunch of people like me who are excited about P.T. Barnum. We can talk about how we implement these strategies inside of our companies. So I'm going to give you guys access to the private Facebook group. I'm also I'm going to do a call after I went through all this stuff. Like, what were my thoughts? Like, what was the stuff that I found the most exciting? So I'm also going to do a call with you guys where I'm going to go through all of my favorite stuff and how it relates back to the funnel world and how we can use inside of our funnels. Okay, Now I have a sexy offer. So I came back to you now and said, look, this DVD sells for $20 at Kmart, but I want you to actually give me $100 for it. But when you do, what I'm going to give you is, I'm going to give you this, and 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 this. Okay? As long as I had the right person. If I tried to sell this to somebody who didn't care about entrepreneurship or business, they're not going to buy it. Okay, that's why it's essential ahead of time we figure out who is our dream customer. We figure out who that person is, and then we come back, we make this special offer for them, and now we can actually sell it. Any entrepreneur who saw this would pay me $100 for this book with all these bonuses because now the perceived value went up dramatically, right? And now it's no longer a product where I'm fighting against everybody else. Now it's an offer where I'm standing alone in my own blue ocean where I'm the only person who can sell this same thing for $100, okay? Isn't that fun? So that's the magic of what we're doing, you guys. And this works in any business, okay? Let me just kind of freestyle with you guys for a few minutes here. So let's just say you're a chiropractor, right? And right now, your product is chiropractic care, right? And if you're here in Boise, you're driving down the street, there's a chiropractor on every single corner, right? And all of them charge the same thing, $50 for an adjustment, right? So what happens? Most of the customers, most of the people who need it, they go on Groupon, they try to find a discount. Like, what's the cheapest chiropractor I can get? And they find the cheapest one, they go there, get adjusted, and they find the next cheapest one, and they just go to the cheapest option, right? So that's one way. Or you could look at this differently and say, how do I create an offer? How about if you come to my chiropractic practice, not only do we give you an adjustment, we also give you a massage, we also give you nutrition advice. We give you these 3 books that are going to help you to have more energy in your life. And we're going to give you this can help you lose weight. And we'll give you these supplements. And all of a sudden you can create a really good offer that now your adjustment that everyone else is selling for $50, you can sell for $250. And people will drive past 5 different people to get you because your offer is so much better than everybody else's. Like, this is the magic, you guys. This is all the stuff that we're trying to do inside the funnel world, right? Is taking everyone who's selling a product and trying to break it from being a commodity and turning it into an offer. Because then you can sell it for what it's actually worth. Okay? That's the magic we're talking about here. So, let's say you're network marketing, right? You are selling the same thing as 10,000 or 100,000 or a million other distributors. So how do I differentiate? Okay, if I'm selling the same things as everybody else. In fact, some of you may or may not know this. I was in a network marketing company, and they came out a contest where they were giving away a Ferrari to whoever make the most sales. So I thought, okay, I'm selling the same product as 10,000 other people, or however many it was. So I need to make it into an offer. So I said, you can buy the product from me or from anybody else. But if you buy it from me, I'm going to give you the product plus. And I made an irresistible offer. Boom. Within 30 days, I won a Ferrari because I sold more in that 30-day period of time than all the other distributors combined. Okay, because I turned it into an irresistible offer. Okay, this is the magic. Like, if you can give me any business, I can plug this thing in. Okay, and now that you offer hack 10 people, you have the context, right? You've seen this. You've seen offer after offer after offer after offer. You've seen at least 10 of them, and hopefully more. Every email you get, every ad you see in the future, hopefully you start offer hacking and you keep seeing the process over and over and over again. Because for you, all you have to do is figure out, what am I selling? And then I need to turn it to an offer. What are the different pieces? Can I put in books, reports, videos, Facebook groups, physical products? Like, you're going back through what we talked about earlier and trying to plug it in to make an irresistible offer. Okay? So your homework for tonight, what I want you guys to do is have some fun with this. This is not something that's going to be real yet. I don't want you going and stressing out and trying to create your product, because if you do that, some of you guys are going to stress out and nothing's going to get done. I want you to do what I did. Find something like this. Okay, I just pulled this off the shelf this morning. I was trying to figure out something, and I was going through my bookshelves. I found a bunch of stuff. Like, I put this together pretty quickly. Okay, so for you, go to your bookshelf, go to your DVD library. I would recommend books. Books are a lot easier, I think, sometimes. Or go to your pantry and find a physical product, or find something. Find just any product. And we're just doing a case study example, right? And I want you to take that product, and I want you to dream up an offer. You don't have to go create it. You don't have to go scan all these books and turn them into ebooks, all that kind of stuff, or whatever you're going to do. But just have some fun with this and see if you can create an irresistible offer. I want you to create it, and I want you to go pitch it to somebody. Okay? And I think you should pitch it to your spouse. You should pitch it to your kids. Your kids should pitch it to the parents. You should go talk to someone you know close and just try to say, hey, and tell them, like, I'm not trying to sell you this for real, but I just want to see, like, I want to get your feedback if you think this is a good offer. And then come back and say, okay, if you buy, let's say this is this book right here. If you buy this book, there's a customer born every minute. This is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the book, but I'm also going to give you this and this and this and this and this, and see how much you can increase, how high you can increase the perceived value of it, and see if someone would pay you $100 or $1,000 or $5,000 for that thing. Okay, so that's the game plan. That's the game for tonight. Is to pick just a random thing and then try to actually turn it into an offer. And if you get stuck, some of you guys are like, Russell, I can't do it because I'm selling spatulas. And I want you to think past that. Don't say, hey, this won't work for me. Think, how will this work for me? Okay, someone's buying a spatula. Who are they? They are looking at health potentially, right? So if I'm selling people who want health, what's the spatula do? Well, the spatula's gonna help them flip pancakes. Okay, but if they're healthy, they probably don't want pancakes, because pancakes are pure carbs. So maybe it's like, I'm gonna give you the spatula, but this is a spatula that's going to help you actually get healthier. So then on top of that, I'm going to give you my recipe that I found for keto pancakes. So when you're flipping these pancakes, you are not actually going to gain weight. And then on top of that, there's this really cool site I found that sells keto syrup. I'll give you a link to the keto syrup. And then next time I'm going to give you this keto cookbook. It's going to give you 15 different ways, whatever it is, right? And you're just trying to create an offer out of anything. Like, give me any random thing off the street, and I can sit down and within 5 minutes I can figure out some kind of offer. And that's the skill set you guys need to learn right now. Okay, because when you're launching your funnels, all funnels are a whole bunch of different offers. Okay, an offer on why they should click on your ad, an offer on why they should give you their email address, an offer on why they should give you money, an offer on why they should give you more money, an offer on why they should come to your live event. Like, all it is you're creating offers and you're just trading people. So the better you get at this, the more money you're going to make. Okay, these are the fundamentals. These are the foundation of how you have a successful business. Okay. The reason why I have had so much success in the last 4 or 5 years is because I've been doing this for 15 years. And in 15 years, I've made literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of offers. And some work and some don't. Okay? But when it all comes down to, like, what makes an offer work, it's really simple. It's this. Somebody's got money in their pocket, right? So they have money and you have an offer. And they just got to look at this and you say, okay, this is the thing I'm selling. And they're looking at this thing. Is it worth it to, like, I'm trading, like, is this worth it? Like, that's it. That's all that business is just, is this thing you're selling me, is it worth this? Okay, and right now, like, no, that's not worth $100. I can buy it somewhere else, $100. Like, cool. How do I make this more valuable? I need to increase the offer. I'm gonna add in a book. I'm gonna add in a coaching program, a training program, until eventually it's like, oh my gosh, I have to give you money because the offer is so valuable. Okay, so the better you get at increasing the value of your offer, by what you're bundling in there, the easier it'll be to get people to give you money. There's a point where people can't say no because the offer is so good that it's like, this is, like, if someone said, give me $100 and I'll fly you to Hawaii and you'll spend 6 weeks there and all your kids will come, your wife and everyone, and you'll have sushi on the beach every single, like, I will give you my $100 because that offer is so good, right? But if you say, hey, give me, I'll give you a box of tissue for $100, it's not, because the offer's not good. So how do I increase the value? Okay, that's it. That's the whole game is played. How do I increase the value? All right, guys, what do you think about that? How many of us had 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 ahas? Type in how many ahas you had in the box over there. Let us know. Let me know. Cool. I hope it gives you guys, like, understanding how this game is actually played, right? Offerlabs, all about offers, creating offers, getting good at offers, and then Frankensteining together with other offers to create really, really cool funnels. So I hope that was powerful for you guys. Again, you guys have access to the entire Course Secrets training. Like, inside the members area, like, log in there or block out time every week and start going through those things so it can help you to actually take these ideas, structure them, put them into an offer, and all sorts of stuff like that. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for staying a little longer today. We want to show you that video to get you guys kind of kicked off into offer training. So hopefully that was valuable for you guys. We'll get the recordings of this back in the members area as soon as possible. And I think we've got the broker playbook event coming up next in a week or 2 from now, which will be awesome. Anything else, Ben, we got to make sure we mention before we wrap up for the day?
That is literally it. Once again, if you want the full replays are all in the Offerlab in the school community. So you go to the school community, you can watch the full in the actual course. it's a lesson by lesson. So depending on how you want to learn, you have both opportunities available for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for being out here today. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys all on the next event. Bye, everybody.
Recording stop.